Reflect that Mary Ann will be late because she's got a doctor's appointment, but she'll be in when she comes. Welcome to everybody. This is a fairly short meeting. I like to announce that ahead of time. We'll see what happens. Okay, item 4.1, we're going to take ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, Lori.
Well, it's always a pleasure to recognize very special employees, and certainly when our employees hit longevity increments, that's an opportunity to pause and reflect upon just how exceptional all of our colleagues are. So first I'd like to ask Katie Laris to come up so that we may recognize somebody near and dear to her. Oh, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
oh, there, you got a microphone there.
Perfect. Well, as a theater person, I'm used to speaking without a mic, so I was prepared to do that. I must say I'm under the weather, but I couldn't allow this day to go by and not be here to recognize my wonderful, really beloved colleague, Pamela Lasker. When I started working here, my former colleague, Tom Gary, gave me a great piece of advice, and it was that if you ever need anything, if you ever need any information, if you ever need any help, if you ever need any advice, go to Pam. And it was the best piece of advice I ever received because she keeps our whole department together. She's our theater manager, which means that she runs every aspect of our organization, the theater group at Santa Barbara City College. She organizes all the ticketing, she helps us get all of our marketing together, and she generally runs so many aspects of our organization, and we rely on her implicitly. She has so much really personal integrity, warmth, just kindness for all the students, wonderful interactions with every one of the colleagues. She always knows what's going on with every single person. It is a delight to see her every day. She is there every day. She is a voice of true sanity and just insight and real personal strength that we have in our department, and we cherish her. We never want her to retire. And she has been here now for more than 25 years. She actually started here in 1986. In 1988, they recognized just how valuable she was, and they made her a permanent employee. In fact, they created a job for her, she told me. And she is our beloved theater manager, and I'm so happy today to recognize so much great service. Thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
I'm blushing. Well, I have to say that it feels like I just stood up here at 20. The 5 years have just zipped by, and I want to say that I never thought I would find a job where I love coming to work every single day. And when you work in the arts, you know, you always feel there's going to be trauma and drama often on the stage, but here I love the people I work with, I love the college, everybody in the college is so great, and it's a real team effort. And I think that that speaks a lot to the City College and to the theater department and to the whole community of the theater. And I want to say thank you for letting me stay this long. And hopefully I'll be back at 30.
Hopefully, good.
So we have a very special gift at 25.
Oh, good.
So
Well,
this is a plaque, and it reads, presented to Pamela Lasker for 25 years of service, 1988 to 2013, Santa Barbara City College.
very good. So if we see her name on an agenda that says retirement, we won't approve it. Is that right? That works.
Theater will go dark that day.
That's right.
The day the music died.
It's wonderful.
Madam President,
Yes.
given that the accolades talk about her being so sane and so helpful, couldn't we borrow her at the Board of Trustees?
I need her for everything. We want to borrow you. She says, okay, there you go. A little bit of sanity would be good. Thank you.
And secondly, we have one other employee to recognize. I'd like to ask Dr. Ben Partee to come down to acknowledge Maria Lopez Monzo.
Is she here?
Did you, or
She not here?
not here? Okay.
Okay.
All right, then that's it.
Next board meeting? we
Yes,
can do it. Okay.
absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. And we forgot to clap for Pamela. Is she going to be traumatized?
I don't know.
I hope not.
She's bad, yeah, she's behind the
She's
scenes.
wonderful. Yeah, she's wonderful. Okay, minutes of the special, hearing of citizens, do we have any? Okay, minutes of the special meeting, September 26, 2011. It threw me for a few minutes. I thought I had an old agenda or something.
Still plugging away.
I know, and
I
I'm
move-
glad you
I
are.
move approval. Actually, I can remember it.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed and abstained? Anybody? Craig and Veronica, I think, yeah. Thank you. Well, keep plugging away, I guess, huh? Okay, report by the Academic Senate? None. Report by Associated Students?
She is ill?
Oh, that's going around.
Oh, my gosh.
It's too much. Report on classified employees, Liz? No report. Oh, this is going to go really fast. I like it. Report from the president. Here we
And
go.
considering I'm a little under the weather, it will go quite rapidly. A couple of things. Tomorrow, 12 of us are loading on a bus to go to Antelope Valley College to launch our fall 2015 accreditation self-evaluation process. This is a mandatory training that ACCJC provides to those colleges who are poised for the fall 2015 visit. So we've got our structure all in place, and even though you may think it's so far in advance, it's not. 2 years is really not that far in advance. So we're ready to launch, and we had our first training meeting, was it yesterday, I think? Yesterday, I did that, so that's number one. Number two, all of us will be in San Francisco for the league conference in 2 weeks. Yes, in 2 weeks. And since I will not see you as a board between then and now, I'm still going to try and see if we can create some sort of opportunity to get together. You had recalled with the boards of Allen Hancock and Cuesta. I have not heard anything back other than a long time ago that was a great idea, but now it's forthcoming. At any rate, if you are around on Friday evening, I will schedule some sort of board dinner, as we did last time. Okay? That sound good?
That's great.
Okay.
Stanford shopping.
I'm sorry?
Stanford shopping.
What I meant to say is for them.
Okay.
No. And finally, I wanted to share something with you. The foundation and I and Joan have been meeting with the Orfalea Foundation. The Orfalea Foundation is going through a transition period. It was a planned transition. And the transition is that they will be winding down and sunsetting many of the programs and initiatives that they had launched over the past decade. And again, this was as originally intended. The sunsetting of these programs will affect us, but we have been working very closely with them to transition in a thoughtful, logical way. They will be focusing more on state and national initiatives rather than local Santa Barbara County initiatives. And this was their plan all along. And although the Orfalea Fund is spending down by December 2015, the Orfalea Foundation will continue to work toward their philanthropic goals beyond January 2016. So they will still be there doing fine work, just shifting the nature of that work. Program, Schools Garden, that morphed into, I can't remember the name of the program, Maryland, not Schools Garden anymore, School, yeah. But it morphed into a different title this year. But anyway, I just signed a letter of intent to transition that program to Explore Ecology, which is a nonprofit in town. And we're hoping to do that by the turn of the year. So we're really trying to make an effort to make this transition as smooth as possible. That's it.
Very interesting, thank you. Report from any board committee chairs? Anything? Go ahead, Marcia.
Facilities Committee met, and you have in our agenda some items that we reviewed and recommend approval on. And those items are 6.1B, contract for East Campus main entry traffic reconfiguration. That's hopefully going to help things go more smoothly as people arrive on campus and drop people off. 6.1C, amendment to agreement for inspection and testing services for the humanities modernization. It's in your agenda, but a number of the issues that cause us to increase the amount here are particularly the Coastal Commission delays and some water and storm drain lines that were not where they were expected to be. So although in this case the increases are significant compared to the original base amount, we also discussed that and understand that the original base amount was established pretty early on and before some of these elements were known, particularly Coastal Commission delays and some things. So that is something we recommend approval on. 6.1D, amendment to agreement for construction management services for humanities modernization. Similarly, Coastal Commission delays, water line issues, and other issues, as mentioned, caused the need for an increase in the scope of services and the timing of the services. Things have been moved out to take more time. Contract for first and second floor modernization of IDC. That's painting and flooring, and much needed. You might also be interested that we had some discussion of getting a summary report at the end of the humanities modernization about what it will have cost us for these Coastal Commission delays, and apparently we're in a good position to produce that without a lot of extra effort, because this comes as a result of historically not getting the approvals we needed, and so it's now cost us a lot of time and money and relationships with the Coastal Commission to get on a better footing there. And I think a summary feel for that would be helpful. We've also talked about kind of an ongoing plan to put all of the water lines, sewer lines, and basic infrastructure information in an as-built way on plans and easily accessible to the staff who need to see those things. So that if, for example, we have a water leak, they can easily go in, figure out where the turn-off valve is, and turn it right off. And so it's really great to see how that kind of organization and that organizational thinking has been put forward and is in progress, really, to get those things organized in a way that I think will really help campus overall.
Okay, thank you. I think in the future for Coastal Commission approval, we will be ready for it, and it'll just be engulfed into the whatever project it is, so I think
so. I think we have got a firm grasp of the need to get all of the permits at the time we make these kind of changes, and to be really careful about asking, do we need them for this particular change?
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't go through that thought process completely.
That's good. Okay, thank you. And
yeah, the fiscal committee met on Monday and reviewed in detail your item 6.1I, which is the Community College Annual Report on Financial Condition. It's a CCFS 311 report. This goes to the chancellor. It was about 40 pages long, and Dr. Gaskin brought it to us. Curious if we'd want to see this on an annual basis. And what's interesting about it is the data is pulled out in random sort of ways, which will assist the chancellor's office in reporting on how all the colleges throughout the system are doing. So it doesn't tie directly to our financials. It doesn't tie directly to the audit. The numbers, again, are just kind of pulled together in different ways for the Chancellor's office to look at. We did decide it, we went through it in detail and decided it would be a good practice for the fiscal committee members to look at on an annual basis. It just drew out a lot of good questions about how reserves are handled, reporting, FTE, the 50% rule for faculty and items like that. So it's a good educational opportunity for fiscal committee members. So that's, again, up for approval on item 6.1.
And that's attached to the agenda, so anybody who wants to access it, they can just go to our agenda.
Anyone that wants to access it.
Which is good.
And another important thing is all the colleges, as I mentioned, have to do this, and it's on the Chancellor's website. So it is a valuable tool if, for instance, we're looking at our reserves and wondering where our reserves stand in relation to the other colleges in the system. So you can retrieve information about other colleges from the Chancellor's website. And this is the report where the Chancellor gets that information to store.
Good, okay, thank you very much.
Just
Yes.
curious, what is the
Peter.
purpose of the report? What do they use it for at the Chancellor's office?
It's the annual snapshot that is utilized for data extraction for all sorts of things at the state level, including mandatory reporting to the legislature, as well as transparency in the utilization of the funds that are provided to the colleges. So it becomes the recap report, if you will.
I don't think we've ever seen it before, so that's the
No.
funny part. Thank you. Thanks for bringing that. Okay, we have a couple reports.
Yes.
Jack, I think's first, but go ahead.
We, as you may recall, we have developed a schedule for study session topics, and this has been in response to your interest in hearing about various programs and issues in more depth at the college. This is combining, because it's a regular, we only have one meeting in November, we're combining business and study session. It is a real opportunity for us to be able to present to the board all of the incredible efforts we are making toward supporting the academic goals and the direction of our traditionally underrepresented populations on campus. And as you know, recently, several years ago, we were identified as a Hispanic-serving institution, which opened the doors for federal funding in the form of very targeted grants. And you'll hear about those, as well as institutionalized programs that we have had in place for quite some time. So I'm going to turn it over to Jack. 4:30.
Oh,
Thank you.
we're too fast.
Okay, do you mind
No,
if
no,
we
you flip
loop
it up.
back around to that?
Sure.
Thank you, Jack, for reminding me. So the next report I have.
Because they're serving students, don't worry.
Yes. The next report is the Aspen Excellence Funds. We took as an institution some time to reflect upon how we might want to utilize those funds. As you know, back in March of 2013, we were identified as a co-winner with Walla Walla College in Washington for the #1 institution in the United States, and we split an $800,000 prize. We have placed that $400,000 into a fund with the foundation and just let it sit there. We also received unexpectedly another $5,000 to honor the institution for being named the #1, and so now we have $405,000 in there. I have circulated across campus to the various constituent groups, making a proposal which has been unanimously supported. And that is, my goal in recommending what to do with the Aspen Excellence Funds was to meet 3 values that I think are very important to the college. One is to sustain that money. No one at the institution wanted to spend $100,000 a year for 4 years and it be gone, or $10,000 for, you get the picture. In other words, piecemeal it out and then it disappear. We wanted it to be sustained. The second thing we wanted it to do was to pay it forward. We wanted the institution to benefit from it into the future. And the third thing is we wanted to use it in celebration of what we achieved it for, and that is student success. So what the institution would like to do with the funds is to keep it in quasi-endowment in the foundation, It will generate X amount per year. That X amount will vary. Let's say it's 5% 1 year, and that's $20,000 at this point in time. It will build because our intent is to build upon that fund. And that $20,000, I would like to get together a streamlined committee, and they solicit ideas where that money could be used for seed money for a particular project. Nothing ongoing, nothing committed in terms of staffing, but something where a department or a program has really wanted to do something in support of student success and has never had a lump sum of money to do that. So that is where it stands, and I'd certainly welcome any input, but you certainly have the entire college eager to do this.
So essentially, you're just going to spend the interest,
Correct.
and there will be there'll be an interest in spending more than that in a few years, I think, because that's what happens with these things. You know, there's $400,000, $405,000 in there. So we spend 20,000, another 20, and then everybody says, well, we still have 400,000. So are we going to set up,
We set up a quasi-endowment, so in perpetuity. And so it will
okay.
allow
So it's all
us
set
to
up.
simply extract the interest.
good, good. And then we can add to it. Good.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
When you
Peter?
say quasi-endowment, you mean that something else could happen to that money?
Yes.
So
but
in a
we'll
5-year
stipulate-
period, if we find that this idea doesn't work,
Correct.
we can come up with a different idea.
But I also want to be able to input money into it. I really want to make a pitch
Yeah.
for building this. And that's why we're calling it Excellence, Aspen Excellence Funds. This has the ability, I think, to leverage exactly what we're all about, and to do so in a way that provides departments and programs discretionary funds to do something above and beyond. The state, hi, welcome, come on in. The state provides us funding to offer education at a certain level. What makes us spectacular and excellent is that we can input resources to go above and beyond that.
Yeah, that's good.
I
Anybody else?
think it's good, because it sparks innovation, and that's what's going to keep us cutting edge.
That's right.
I like the name.
Aspen.
I mean, involving Aspen as a source,
Yes,
talking about excellence
Yes.
as the purpose,
yes.
and perhaps we could invite Aspen to be a part of the ongoing contribution stream. Is that a word?
I think it'd be great if we could win it again, then we could double it. So, you know,
Ooh, you're always, that's good. I have to submit I had to submit a report in September, and I have to submit another report in April as to the utilization of the funds.
That's wonderful. That's good.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Anybody else? No. We have, we're back to Jack.
Actually,
Oh, we're
can we go
early.
into some business
go
and then
ahead.
stop
Sure.
at 4:30? My
Okay, Pat?
apologies.
That's okay. Time for human resources.
Actually,
Or no, core principles, do you want to do?
core
Okay,
principles, do you mind?
core
Yes.
principles. Superintendent President.
As part of the mission statement review and a revision last year, the Academic Senate looked at our core principles, which is a nice thing to do on an occasional basis. And they identified just some minor changes, mainly streamlining. And this is shown here. And actually, one word has changed. I apologize. So on the back, you have the existing core principles and then the proposed revision. And the second bullet, shared governance, actually, we changed that to participatory governance. So that should have been reflected, and I apologize for that. So we are looking for affirmation and approval of these core principles with that change.
Kept them, just got less wordy.
Yes, that's, it's just wonderful. Our Senate's really wordsmithing down many things
That's good.
in a good way.
I think with the new president, you're no longer new, but with a change, you do get new eyes, and the mission statement and then the principles that go along with it, it's a good idea to look at all those things. Yes, Marcia?
Well, I thought it was an excellent, essentially streamlining work done on the core principles. I'd encourage us to continue to look at them periodically and to ask ourselves, are there other core principles or are other elements of those core principles that we would want to highlight as we revisit them from time to time?
Good. So do you need a motion, because these have been approved by everybody else?
Recommended to you.
Recommended, yeah. Okay?
I would be happy to move.
You'd be happy to move what? No,
I would happy to move.
move yourself, no.
I support these core principles.
Okay, good. Is there a second?
you-
I'm just kidding you.
With the changes noted
Yeah.
from shared to participatory.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the revisions. Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any more discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good.
Well, may we now go back to what I had already introduced?
Oh.
And that was our Executive Vice President welcoming our faculty, staff, and students who will showcase many of our programs for our traditionally underrepresented populations.
Yeah, thank you, Lori. You did a nice job of introducing it.
Just
But what's happening, nationwide in our state and local levels is a major concern about the growing gap in achievement levels among underrepresented students and other population groups. And so there's a lot of effort in looking at how we can, close that gap because, the implications for society and for everything is so great. As Lori mentioned, we got singled out by the Aspen Institute for our wonderful efforts. So what we thought we'd do today was just showcase a few of our efforts and be a very brief overview of a lot of detail, but we're going to try to keep it brief and give you a student perspective as well. So let me start out with Marcia Wright with our EOPS programs. Marcia?
I think the last time Marcia had a presentation before us, we were doing a joint meeting with the City Council at the Faulkner Gallery, wasn't it? Yeah. Which was a wonderful one.
I was gonna say, she was on TV. She was on TV somewhere. I recognize it or something.
Ta-da, there it
This
is.
will be a challenge, as well as I need to apologize. I was at the dentist this morning.
Oh,
So the mouth is numb, but we're ready to go. Thanks. And Green Star? Left to right. Okay. I can do this. Always honored to be able to present to the board. I appreciate the time, especially when I'm able to talk about programs that I'm so passionate about. Challenges to give you an overview, I was told high-level overview of over 40 years of service to this great community college. So bear with me. I credit much of our success to the tremendous EOPS staff, past and present. They always come to work with a smile on their face. EOPS is a categorically state-funded program developed from the civil rights movement. We started in a trailer here at Santa Barbara City College in 1970, which is now the Student Services parking lot. We serve approximately 1,200 low-income, educationally underprepared students annually. When I say low income, we're talking a family of 4 making approximately $33,000 a year. CARE came about, and CARE serves, again, a state-funded program that serves single-parent students that are on cash assistance, TANF. And that came about at the college in 1984. I was proud to be able to hire the first CARE person when I was in human resources. So Pat Canning was our first CARE advisor. In 1997, CalWorks followed, and that continues to provide additional services to individuals and families that are on cash assistance. And then in the 2000s, we brought back summer bridge programs, but enhanced them with our Running Start program that serves local high school students that never had the intent to come to college. Our Spark program for single-parent students, either coming back to college or starting college new. And our newest program, Transitions, for recently released inmates or people on probation or parole. Our charge is to provide services, programs and services to enable these students to succeed with their academic goals. We've received a number of recognitions in the past years, both state and locally. We were the Exemplary Board of Governors Exemplary Program of the Year for CARE and also for Running Start. We also received the Rice Diversity Award in 2012 from the Board of Governors for our Transitions program. The county has recognized our Spark program, and on campus, our EOPS Club and Single Parent Club have been highlighted as Club of the Year numerous times. Highlights, community highlights. EOPS just doesn't stay at home. We have a very active EOPS and Single Parent Club that want to give back to the community. For years, we did Cinco de Mayo events, EOPS-sponsored Cinco de Mayo events that brought about 1,500 kids, both high school age at one time, then it went to grade school. This came to an end when state testing became so prevalent in the schools, and Cinco de Mayo happens right before state testing, and so schools just didn't think it was an appropriate time, and we couldn't change Cinco de Mayo. Clubs annually give back to local community agencies every year. They choose organizations that they want to support. The EOPS Club does our stadium cleanup after home football games, and the money that they raise from that, they give to organizations. They're sponsoring this year Casa Esperanza and making donations to Casa Esperanza. They go out to Transitions House and provide meals for families. They give to our single-parent students through Christmas trees every year. So we work at giving back to a community that's been so generous to us. We also locally here on campus, every Wednesday before Thanksgiving, no matter how many people are coming to my Thanksgiving dinner, we're giving out Thanksgiving dinners to now 150 students. It started with one family back in the 80s. We're about student successes. Manny and JJ Raya, or Manny Raya and JJ Ortiz. Local rival gang members on probation in EOPS successfully completed their college. Manny is now a professor here. JJ owns a business, started in EOPS. Past to present, we have Robert Gutierrez, from prison to EOPS to our last year's commencement speaker, now at UC Irvine. We have Edith Rodriguez, probation and Running Start to lunch with Jill Biden. EOPS changes lives. This is just a few. We counted, Sylvia and I, because Sylvia's our veteran, counted over 20 people that we could think of that are faculty and staff here that started in the EOPS as students. Rosalie was a CARE single-parent student who's now a physician assistant at Cottage Hospital. Dustin, first-generation student with a 4.0 last year, our President's Scholarship recipient, is doing publicity at USC. Two of our students got to UCSB, or I'm sorry, not UCSB, USC. Jesus is at Cal School of Business. And today we have Armand, re-entry student, I remember him back a few years ago. Came back as a transition student, is now a City College honor student, Phi Theta Kappa, math tutor, and my co-presenter.
Good afternoon. My name is Armand Lozano. It's a bit nerve-wracking for me to be up here in front of you. I never envisioned myself speaking in front of the Santa Barbara City College Board of Trustees. I am an older returning student. I started here in 1995. I made some mistakes and I dropped out. I came back in 2012, excuse me, and EOPS greeted me with open arms. I completed the transitions program, and EOPS has encouraged me to set and achieve new goals. EOPS has been a vital element of my success and reintegrating back into society. Financially, EOPS has provided me with book grants. On my own, I would not be able to keep up with the rising cost of education. The financial assistance provided by EOPS has allowed me to pursue my dream of becoming a college graduate. As a parent, I want to be able to show my children how important it is to achieve a college education. EOPS provides a variety of tutorial services, which has assisted me with my English essays, and now I understand how to write an A paper. Without EOPS tutors, I would not have a 3.5 GPA today. EOPS academic counselors have helped me choose my classes in order to achieve optimal success. If it was not for EOPS academic counselors, I would not be an honor student striving to transfer to UC Berkeley. EOPS has been more than just academic support for me. It's been a family. EOPS is a place I can go with any problem, and they're always there to help me. I'll never be turned away. I'll never have to wait in a long line. The entire EOPS staff is there to assist me. When no one else believed in me, EOPS gave me a chance and hired me as a math tutor. I'm so grateful for their support and their encouragement. Without them, I would not be here today. My name is Armand Lozano. I'd like to thank you for allowing me to share my experience with you.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, that's wonderful.
Armand's one of 1,200. EOPS strives to serve, strives for academic success with our students. Our rates show that we persist at a higher level than the general population, no matter what the hardships are. We complete more units than the general population. Our GPA is a little less. Keep in mind, these are individuals that are working, lots of home life issues, and started below the general student population. We're proud to be here. We appreciate what we do, and we appreciate you and the administration for the continued support you do for the program and the work that we're able to do. Any questions?
Any questions? It's wonderful. I just, it's an amazing program, and we're glad, that you represent it at City College. It's good.
Marcia, I have a question. So, students that may fall under all the different characteristics that you described other than the income, but they would still highly benefit from your services. What happens to that large population of students?
It's great because on campus here a number of years ago, I think in the 1990s, Jack, you might remember, through a donor, CAP was able to be established. And CAP is a program that does not have our income criteria. And I work very closely with Jody Millward, who oversees the CAP program. And I refer students to her that don't meet the income eligibility criteria for EOPS and send her on to CAP.
And CAP is the college achievement program. But Marcia made a point that I'm going to make over and over again. I look to these programs as a laboratory for what works, because these programs are able to do things, and we say, what can we do for the rest of the population? Lori and I say, we're doing a lot that you hear today, for underrepresented, underserved students, which is good. You can't, we wish we can do more. But who speaks for the students who, for example, Veronica, you mentioned, which, what do we have for them? Because a lot of these students are at-risk students as well. And so I always look at these programs saying, what can we learn? And we're always learning because they're always doing such great things. So thank you, Marcia.
Thank you.
Wonderful program.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, I want to give you a quick overview of our Transfer Achievement Program. And Dr. Rosina Wright Castro is here with the students. So, Rosina?
Yeah, I believe we have a handout in our folders here.
Jack.
Yeah, thanks.
Good afternoon. I'm honored to be here, have an opportunity to tell you a little bit about our program, and honored as well to have one of our students, Eduardo Contreras, who will be my co-presenter, and you'll have an opportunity to hear from him in a few minutes about his experience in our program and how he has benefited from our services. Okay, let's see here. So TAP was established well over 20 years ago on our campus with the goal of assisting underrepresented students who had an intention to transfer to a four-year college or university and were underrepresented. So when we talk about underrepresented, we mean first-generation college students, students who are from limited income homes and are ethnically underrepresented, so African American, Chicano Latino, and Native American, Alaskan Native. We also serve undocumented students as well. So you're going to look and see that right now we have 570 students in our program, 87% of which are ethnically underrepresented, and Chicano Latinos are our largest group that we serve. This is particularly important for us as far as establishing a program that can implement institutionalized support at the community college level, because 70% of Latinos who pursue a post-secondary education begin so in the community college system. So our program mission. We have several different goals up here, all of which are tied to increasing the number of underrepresented students who successfully transfer to a four-year college or university. Those include increasing the involvement of underrepresented students in transfer-related activities, increasing those underrepresented students, their completion of college transferable English and math courses, and then also increasing the admission rates and the enrollment rates of students who successfully transfer to four-year institutions. So how do we do this? And in the interest of saving time, I won't go over all of these, but I'm going to just talk about the core services that we offer our students. The core of our program is built around academic counseling and advising. We will take students really at any point in their experience here at SBCC. We prefer that they come to us the sooner the better, right out of high school. It gives us more of an opportunity to impact the decisions that they make that are related to the transfer process. So when our students come into our program, we will work with them to do major and career exploration, to research universities of their choice, and then to learn about the very important admission requirements that those universities have and general education requirements. Once we go through all of those steps with students, we'll create a transfer timeline or plan, which I like to call really the roadmap out of SBCC and into a four-year institution. And that plan also gives students a realistic time frame for how long it's going to take to transfer, which is always the most important question that we get. How long is it going to take me to transfer? And the answer is it varies student to student. We have a tracking system in place so that we are able to work with all of our students as they come to us. They're required to meet with us at least once every single semester or as needed to help them excel here. So we will track their participation in the program, and that allows us to make sure that they are following the transfer plan that has been completed for them, and that they have all of the very important academic support that is required to help them be successful in taking those classes that are required for transfer. So we work with students one-on-one in our appointments, and we also do a variety of different workshops with them that will highlight all these very important parts of the transfer process. So major in career exploration, researching schools of your choice, learning about financial aid, both at a 2-year institution and at a 4-year institution. And when our students get ready to transfer, they have the opportunity to participate in workshops that help them fill out the University of California admission application, California State University admission application, private school applications. So we give them all this information, and then we complement that with opportunities for them to visit 4-year university campuses throughout California. So in a regular school year, we'll visit up to anywhere between 13 to 15 different universities that are a combo of a UC, CSU, and private schools. And that is a very, very important opportunity for our students. Most of them are from families with parents who are not received a higher education, and so many of them have not stepped foot on a university campus, and if they have, it maybe has been in our local area. So they get an opportunity to really get a chance to see a campus, see if it's a good fit for them, ask those very important questions about school size, faculty to student ratio, admission requirements, student support services, and then it allows them to make an informed choice about where it is that they really would like to transfer to. And so if you're in the program for several years, you would have an opportunity to visit a lot of different campuses throughout California. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and maybe skip right over some of these other support services in the interest of time and just move on to looking at our transfer rates. Okay? So what you're going to see here are our transfer rates for the last few years. Prior to 2012, we were seeing students applying for admission for transfer, somewhere around about 130 of our students. And with the budget crisis being what it was, and universities reducing the number of admission slots that were available for students, you started to see in 2012-13 a drop. What we also saw is that admission seasons were reduced from maybe 2 or 3 times a year to only once during the school year in the fall. So we saw our numbers decline. We are so excited for 2014-15. We are currently in the process of helping those students who are applying for fall 2014 admission. This will be, in fact, November 30th will be our deadline for all of our public institutions in California, but we have a 65% increase this year in our admission applicants, and so we're so excited about those numbers. So where do our students go? Okay, these are just a small number of the institutions that our students apply to. And you can see very popular is the UC and the CSU system. Of all of these schools up here in order, I think the most popular UCSB, Cal State Channel Islands, and Cal State Northridge. Those tend to be our top 3 institutions. So I am delighted to have the opportunity to have you hear from one of our students. Eduardo Contreras is currently a student at SBCC and also a student at Cal State Northridge. He applied for admission fall 2013 and was admitted, and we're still blessed to have him on our campus. He works in our orientation services program, and so he is here today to tell you a little bit about his experience in TAP.
Good afternoon. How are you guys doing today? Good. As she mentioned, Rosina, I do work for the Student Outreach Department here in our Student Services, but this is all new to me. This is a little bit nerve-wracking, so I'm used to doing a little bit more tours and kind of have a group, but we'll see how it goes. Like she said or mentioned, my name is Eduardo Contreras. I am enrolled at Santa Barbara City College at the moment, as she mentioned as well. I am also enrolled at CSUN, which is Cal State Northridge, where I'm looking to pursue a degree in radiology. I was looking to pursue a degree here at Santa Barbara City College, but after talking to her and like she mentioned with this program that helps very much, I got more of a one-on-one experience with her. So what she did for me is incredible. I've worked with her, not taking anything from any of the other counselors that work in the TAP program. But she has worked with me since I believe it was junior year of my high school year. So she's more than just a counselor to me. She's taken me in and kind of guided me through all the steps, not just in college, but through the high school years. My future plans, as I mentioned, I am looking to get into the radiology field, where I'm also considering double majoring in sociology with the emphasis in criminal justice, which is also a major that they offer at Cal State Northridge, which generally would take me a little bit longer, but with the help of Rosina and some of the other TAP counselors, I'm looking to pursue that, and nothing actually seems impossible to me at this point. When I was in high school, I didn't really see myself in college. I come from a family that is low income, and my parents actually never really went to school. My mom finished 6th grade, and my dad actually never stepped foot in a school. So it was never something that was emphasized in our household. I am the middle child. I'm not necessarily the spoiled child, but my older brother is a TAP recipient as well. He went through this program, and he was one of the main people in my life that actually introduced me to the whole college life, and he brought me into this office, even though I already knew Rosina, but he brought me into this office, and he was actually a graduate from Santa Barbara City College and is currently graduating from Fresno State this next semester. So he's doing a food science degree there, which is very exciting for our family. The year I enrolled in TAP program was in 2010. I graduated from high school in 2010, so I've been in this program for about 3 years now. As she mentioned, I did get admitted into CSUN, but like I mentioned, this program has taught me a lot, not just about academics, but has helped me financially, which is something that is great to our family because I come from a household of 5, and college actually did not seem like an opportunity that I would be able to have without that financial help. So it's really great. And moving forward with some of the campus trips, as she mentioned, something that I had never done is never visited actually another university or another college. So some of the main campuses we did visit, the one that I was admitted to, Cal State Northridge, as well as UCLA and USC, which were my top choices. Going to those campuses and meeting them, I thought that or actually think that all of these campuses are wonderful. They're extremely great opportunities. But without the help of the TAP program and some of the counselors, I decided that Northridge was the best fit for me. It's not far from home where I can come back if I'm a little homesick, which I probably will from my mom's cooking. But I mean, Northridge gives me the best opportunity, and with the help of Rosina, which she worked one-on-one, one of the programs or one of the websites that she actually mentioned to me was Eureka, which was exploring some of the fields that I could get into, which I was potentially wanting to do, whether it was with criminal justice, radiology, or maybe even just being a probation officer or something like that. I actually did not know. I ended up changing my major 3 times. Sorry about that. But she has, like I mentioned, she has helped me every step of the way. She helped me. She's probably seen me at my worst. She's probably seen me at my best. And she was one of the most inspirational persons to me because she was one of the most happiest persons when I actually got the job at the Student Outreach Department. She has been a wonderful person to me and has guided me through every step of the way from high school up to this point. So I am the person I am, greatly appreciating her hard work and that she has put up with me for all of these years. And then some of the workshops moving forward with those, some of the workshops that they do offer at the TAP program are like financial aid, again, exploring the careers and applying to schools. Again, applying to schools was kind of nerve-wracking, didn't really know what to do, didn't know where to go on the website. All I knew is go to the school and maybe apply, pick up an application like we do here at the Student Services building, and that was it. It's actually completely different than that, so she helped me, like again, through every step of the way, has guided me through the process of not just being admitted here, but as well as at CSUN, and looking to pursue a BA, even a master's program. Future along the way, I'm not too sure. We'll see when the time comes. But like I said, she has been very influential. And I mean, I know she's here. Some of the TAP counselors, I'm not sure if she's the only one. Sabrina, right over there. She also has helped me through the step of the way. I know when Rosina wasn't able to help me, she was there for me. And That kind of sums up everything about the TAP program. It's not necessarily just a program that will help you through the college steps, but they'll take you in as a family. So that's something that is very greatly appreciated, and I will take along the way, and it's given me great experiences that I will cherish throughout my whole college career.
Okay, thank you very much. It's wonderful to hear from you. I appreciate it. Good luck to you.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you have any questions for me?
Okay, you have a very rewarding job, I'm sure.
I do.
'cause it's
I
wonderful.
do.
Yeah.
I'm from the local area. I was raised in Carpinteria. Eduardo is from Carpinteria, and so it is always a joy to come to work, to love what you do, and to be able to invest in people's futures and to see people grow over time. You know, it's a priceless opportunity. So I'm very blessed in that way.
I just have one question, Rosina. You said 87% are your target population. What's the other 13?
I'm sorry?
You said 87% was your target population of the students you serve. What's the other 13?
They would be pretty much other students, which would include Anglo students. They would include students who are not necessarily first gen. We don't limit admission into the program to anyone. As long as you have the goal of transfer, then you're able to come into our program. So we classify those as others.
So I'm wondering what entices them to come to TAP versus across the way?
I think it's referral. I didn't put up here, I had a big slide of all the partnerships that we work with on campus, but I think the fact that we have been on campus for so long, 93% of the students, if you stick with us, and the entire time that you are in our program, and you're getting the services, 93% of the students that apply for admission will be admitted to one or more schools of their choice. So I think that reputation, precedes the program, and so we have wonderful relationships with so many of the student support services. So I think a lot of it's more just referral from different academic services on campus. And a lot of our students participate in multiple programs, so EOPS, ESP, MESA, you'll hear from them in a little bit, so. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, I
Thank you
appreciate
for what
it.
you do. It's good.
Good job.
Hey, Jack?
It's interesting, each of these programs have a particular emphasis on first-generation students as well. So a national study came out 2 days ago, and it said that of first-generation students going to colleges and universities, only 9% test into college-level English and math.
Wow.
And I was looking at community college students nationwide. And so it says an intergenerational effect, but what they're doing is just spectacular with each of these programs. Next up is Virginia Estrella from our MESA program.
I brought a packet, because I didn't want to take up too much time, but I wanted you to have the information.
Oh, this is good.
To look at it later.
Thank you.
So, I'm Virginia Estrella, and I am the coordinator director of the MESA program. I have been involved in this effort since 1985, when I started working at San Jose State with the university program. Our effort was primarily concentrating on engineering students. I did that for 15 years and then relocated to the area, which is, I'm from Ventura, and they started a program there. I did that for 7 years. Then had the opportunity I had no intention of leaving the Ventura College, but there was a very persuasive professor named Nick Arnold who had wanted to start a program here at Santa Barbara City College. I told him I would help him and get that program started, but that I would stay over there. The project monitor for MESA statewide was working closely with the administration here on staff, and she said, Virginia, I need you to reconsider and look at Santa Barbara City College, because they're doing a lot of things right. So that intrigued me, and I looked at what was happening, and I thought they set it up really nicely. They got the buy-in from the faculty. They checked with everybody saying we want to bring this new program on campus, and it was very well received. When I went for the interview, and I remember going and looking and trying not to look at the beautiful surroundings. And I kept telling people that I walked in like this because I really wanted to find out what was happening here at Santa Barbara City College to for them to get a program started and how committed there was. I was impressed that there was a student in the interview committee right off the bat that won me, because I really do think that this program is about students, and the fact that they had thought of putting a student in the panel was amazing. So a lot of things happened, and one question that I asked was, why should I come here? And there was so much pride within the committee, and they shared that this is a wonderful campus to be here. We could be located anywhere as long as we had the same team of people. We would accomplish a lot of great things. So that explains how I ended up here. And the program is an old program. It actually also has been around since the 1970s. And it started, actually, what's real interesting in the history of this program is that it was really had a lot of influence from teachers, a high school teacher and a university professor who looked at the makeup of their students and realized that they weren't going to college. So it initially started with a high school program doing after school work in math, and they succeeded. This was in the 1970s. In the mid-1980s, they were getting so many students encouraged to going on to college that they started looking at a university component. And then they started looking at the minority engineering program at that time. And they used the model that was created by Ray Landis, who had created these different 13 components at CSUN that really work well. And they asked him, do you think this model could be replicated across the state of California? And then they proceeded to do that, and that's when I first got engaged with this program. In the early 1990s, there was another faculty member in Cabrillo College that was looking at this model and thought it would have implications at the community college, and approached Mesa statewide and said, I think this program can work at the community college. They blended it. It looks a little bit like the high school, and it looks a little bit like the university program, in that they expanded it to support math, engineering, and science. And it was at the time that they didn't use the word STEM, and that's why our name is Mesa. But so they got that going. We really made a lot of strides with the community college program, because initially it started with 10 programs throughout the state. It then grew to 30. We were one of the last ones to have gotten funded. There are currently 5 programs that want to be a part of this that are starting it without any state dollars. We are state funded. We are a categorical program funded through Funds for Student Success. And there are, again, 13 components, as I mentioned, but I'm going to highlight just 3, because, again, there's not enough time to go into all of them, and I don't want to put you to sleep. But the ones that I tend to think have high impact is we have the counseling component, and we have Maria Morales, who's a seasoned counselor here, who meets with the students on a regular basis and creates a student educational plan. When we met early, before we got, at the time it was Keith McCullen, to agree to have her dedicated some time in the Mesa Center, we talked about what made a successful student. And one of the things that she said, they come in when they don't even need to come in. They'll check in with me and say, am I on track? They'll have me pull up their transcripts, and they're okay. And I said, well, let's try to create that within Mesa. And I think we've been really successful. She fills up all the time. She puts in 10 hours a week. We don't even announce it, and we have her appointment schedule, and students sign up. She's been working this year on getting ed plans together. She has also been working with all the transferring students. We have a small group. Our program serves 100, which you'll see in our packet. So we are kind of a small community, but it's a very strong community. So she's meeting with the students that are getting ready to transfer. And now she's also moved on to working with the students that are 100 units plus. Because again, the major that they're in, and depending upon where they came in, and if you look at your packet, you'll see some students that have over 100 units, especially the ones that transfer, you'll see that. Their history, they will take some time to move on. So she's putting together those petitions. That piece, I think, is really strong. The other piece that I really think is strong with our program is the student organizations. We have 2, the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers and the Society for the Advancement of Chicanos and Native American, ethnic-based student organizations. But it's an opportunity for our students to see role models. It's a national organization, but they support student chapters, and we have them here on campus, and they are a recognized student chapter. They have conferences, they have leadership opportunities, we have a local shift chapter here whose president, his name is Jose Bonilla, who is an SBCC alum. So he's very supportive of working with SBCC. He has come here when our students have created competitions and has judged and continue to support us. The number one student that Marilyn, our dean, always talks, because he was there when he turned in his application, he happens to be the secretary for that club and also comes and judges our students in their competitions. They also support us in our student networking opportunities. So the students get to travel to conferences, get role models. I think it has a high impact. I think it changes their point of view. The other component that I think is critical to Mesa is our study center. It's a place where students congregate, they hang out, they support each other. They work on problems together. It can be very noisy, very chaotic. At lunchtime, everybody's eating there. The microwave is going. But they have made that their home, and I think they've been very effective at it. One of the things that I wanted to share, just a little story, because I've seen this happen a number of times, is sometimes you'll see even really students that are 3.2 and above start to stress over a physics test or a math test. And they start to say, I don't think I can do that. I'm not ready. And one student will inevitably turn on his iPod and play Chariots of Fire or Eye of the Tiger as the student walks out to take the exam. That happens numerous times in the center. So there's just a lot of things there. I mean, again, there's demographics. If you want to find out of who we're serving, the majors, our biggest majors is engineering. Our numbers for transferring is 65 total since we've been here since 2007. We have the 85% of our students are from the local area, you know, and the breakdown is there based on the high school that they've been involved in. It brings me pleasure to introduce Jasmine, who's from Dos Pueblos, and she's going to share a chemical engineering student.
Wow. Thank you, Virginia. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Virginia, for the introduction. It is a great honor to be presenting here in front of the board of SBCC. And again, my name is Jasmine Guerrero, and I am a chemical engineering student. I am currently in plans of transferring. My goal is to go to UCSB. And Mesa has been a critical component to my success here at this city college. Through my involvement with Mesa, I was able to get involved with internships locally at UCSB and also at Cal State Channel Islands. And it was all through Mesa, through the network that Mesa provides also with the faculty members here. Just like Dr. Nick Arnold in the audience and Dr. Jens Kuhn. They have been a great support to my success here as well. And I have a few pictures that I would like to share with you just about some of the activities that we actually held throughout the year. And my starting question here is, how is Mesa like a chemical reaction? Being a chemical engineering major, this chemistry is my favorite class. Hopefully Jens knows that. And really, the components that Mesa provides, like internships, like the extracurricular activities, like the study center, like counseling, all these different components of Mesa really, really provide so much support for students. And as in a chemical reaction, you need to have certain ingredients, the starting ingredients, and all of these ingredients sometimes make the reaction work or not work. And it depends on the conditions. So for Mesa, they have a variety of opportunities, such as the ability to provide a variety for a diverse audience of students also. And so some opportunities fit with the students, whether they will be able to just go about in being able to participate in an internship, if that will make them start off their success in their major. Will they be successful in chemical engineering or mechanical engineering? They won't really know until they actually have an experience out in industry or in research at a community college, at a university, anywhere else. So sometimes it's just that one experience that lets you know, okay, this is what I want to do, now I'm set on track and I want to accomplish my major. So Mesa has a resourceful network, again, just like I had mentioned, for the opportunities of these students to go forward in their success. And this exemplifies through internships. Here are some pictures from INSET and also the research internship at Channel Islands. We have also some of the programs that some of our students have participated in, such as the UCSB Cooks Bridge program and also the Brown University, and also NASA internships such as in the industry. The extracurricular activities, like Virginia had mentioned, is also available through SHIP, which is the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers. I also form part of that as the student rep this year, and I have been past executive vice president also. So my involvement with SHIP has been very influential into my career to be able to network and grow just my connections in the professional area as to what I really want to focus on in my major. Where do I want to end up working? What company do I want to work with? And so we have a great community of students who are going for the same goal, and we work together. We work together from in the morning up till night, you know, with the activities for SHIP and also for SACNAS. And with our schoolwork, we spend all of our day in the Mesa Center. And as Virginia had mentioned, yes, we do, it's a home for us, because this is where we get, you know, we get there early, we pack up our stuff, get ready to go to school, go to class. And that is the point where we just focus on school, and we're there until evening hours and just trying to study for any exams that are coming up, because engineering is not an easy major. And you know, as it based on how many students actually major for engineering, I mean, I think we can see that it's not an easy major. Another opportunity is professional networking. This goes through the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers as well. On the left-hand side, we have a picture of the national conference, just to give a feel as to how big the conference is. It's not local, it's nationwide, and there's 7 different regions, and there's plenty of students that are involved in there. So again, it goes back to building your network and knowing what other students go through and what tips they can give you, and also to develop your chapter here at Santa Barbara City College. And on the right-hand side, we have some pictures of our local, our annual SHIP mixer, where we invite professionals from around the area, and they're able to network with high school students that we invite from the local area. And I mean, it's their first exposure to be able to again, network and share their resumes if they have one, and be able to participate in a setting like that could be really intense for students even in high school. And to be able to expose them to this now, it's a really good jump start to their career and being able to talk about themselves. And the other services are like tutoring, student employment, and also community programs that MESA provides. And ultimately, you know, these are all the starting materials again to the chemical reaction, and it provides a breadth of knowledge to all the students who are majoring in engineering, and ultimately their success.
Thank you. That was a great presentation.
Do you have any questions for us?
I think it's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll miss her when she's gone, but
And thank you for the opportunity to share what we do.
no, it's been good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Their chemical reaction, thanks for not blowing us away with that.
That's right.
Appreciate it. Yeah, Greg.
I would like to thank, before anybody leaves, I would like to say thank you. You know, as a board, we sit here and we make decisions, and we do a little research and reading, and that affect a lot of things. And we don't manage any of the programs. We don't do your job. We make decisions that could have some impact. And when you come before us and make it live, make it real, you've increased our ability to relate and to understand. We can read all this stuff, but when it's real and it's presented, when it's touchy-feely and you can hear it and see it, and we can see a person, that makes it really real. And I want to thank you for taking the time to share with us.
Thank you.
Especially me.
That was very, very valuable comment, because you walk around campus like that, Mesa Center or the TAP, or you walk up to ELPS, you know, you hear 2 more presentations, and you see the level of engagement that these students are engaged in, helping each other out, and learning how to learn. And it's really just a joy to watch and see. And our staff has just been, you know, they create the stimulus and the environment. But it's true, it provides a whole different dimension than just reading about it. Next up is Kathy Malloy. Kathy's going to talk about 2 programs that are interrelated, our Express Success program and our Partnership for Student Success program. So Kathy.
Good, thank you.
That's okay, thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry that I have 2 programs to present on here, but I will try and switch it up a little bit. I want to start with the Partnership for Student Success because it's very foundational here at Santa Barbara City College. In 2005, we were asked by President Romo, and I guess it was at the request of the board, to address the issue of students who were underprepared. And he asked if the Academic Senate would be willing to take on that job, and we did. We gathered forces from across the campus. We started a task force with divisionally represented faculty, with deans, with managers. We got students in there as well to talk about the challenges that students were facing in our classes. And then we carried on into the fall. We did this in the summer, and in the fall, some of the students did their own surveys of their own counterparts and presented this to the Senate. And pretty much everybody came to the same conclusion, and that was that we wanted to see more tutoring on campus, particularly peer mentor type of tutoring. And with that recommendation, we presented to the college the recommendation to expand 3 of our programs, our Writing Center, our Math Lab, and our Gateway program, and to institute a new program, the Academic Achievement Zone for student athletes. It was approved by the college. We began in 2006. And since then, it has grown to be a huge force on this campus, and a lot of the people who are here today rely on the training for tutors for their programs because we've tried to make that more consistent and more effective for everyone. In 2006 also, we got the name the Partnership for Student Success. It was the Student Success Initiative. And with these programs, I want to tell you a little bit about what they've achieved. First of all, when we got the funding for these programs, we promised that we would evaluate them thoroughly, and we've done so every year since. We have 6 years of evaluations. They're all on our website. The handout I gave you has the website there. If you're really interested, you can go there and read through the 20 pages. It's fascinating. But it's also very impressive. The Writing Center last year, looking at their data from last year, served 1,700 students with 4,000 visits to the Writing Center. And they have consistently shown throughout all of the evaluations huge gains for students who use the Writing Center, and in comparison to their peers, up to 18% higher success rates for the students who take advantage of the Writing Center. In the Math Lab, I always tell my students to number their cards here, and I think I didn't. In the Math Lab, they had over 2,000 users last year, and they could have more if they had more space. A little pitch there. Looking at the statistics there, the more students use the Math Lab, the higher their success rates go. The average is about 12% higher than other students who don't use it. And also, when you look at students who come once a week, they have an average percentage of success of 77% in math, which is astounding. Gateway Center had 627 sections last year involving 277 faculty, adjunct full-time in ESL and developmental math and English, and then first semester in college courses, first in sequence, because we know a lot of students take those classes. The advisory level is sometimes one level below college, and that doesn't even mean you've taken that class. So having the additional services in those classes has been very helpful. The Gateway Center logs in students who go there, and they got 10,000 student visits last year. That doesn't count the LRC Tutorial Center, where a lot of students go. We're going to start to count those as well. They also have higher success rates when we compare them to the Gateway sections and the same course with the non-Gateway. The Academic Achievement Zone is our new program, and not so new anymore since 2006. That was the one we created to serve a need for student athletes. And they have an advantage there. They have a captive audience. They can say, we're going to require you to come and have tutoring, go to these study sessions, and you don't play if you don't come. So we wish we had that same kind of leverage in our classes. They go there, and any student who is below a 2.5 or is in a developmental math or English class is required to attend. And those students, compared to the students who have the higher GPAs and are out of developmental classes, they have higher GPAs than the students at the higher level and higher success rates in their courses. They are currently developing a student mentor program because they feel that that's a component that needs to be put in place for that program. One thing that's happened, and that is the training of our tutors has gotten so much more effective. It was good before, but we have instituted, with the help of Jerry Pike and others, a 10-hour, 5-week course for tutors when they start, and it's not just in Gateway, it's all of our tutors, and I think it has really improved the quality of tutoring. It's a model that doesn't say, fix everything for me. It's a model that says, teach whatever you need to be teaching. Ask questions. Don't just provide answers. And that, we think, is a much more effective way of tutoring. To brag a little, we received the Chancellor's Award for Best Practices in Student Equity in 2008. The following year, the Hewlett Foundation came to us. We didn't apply for anything. They chose some colleges, and they wanted to look at what we were doing. And the thing that they really liked about us was the collaboration, because these 4 programs, we work together, we have a steering committee, we help each other. We're not competing for funds or programs or whatever. And they named us one of their 4 Hewlett Leaders in Student Success in 2009, I believe. And then in 2010, we received the state's Exemplary Program Award given by the Board of Governors. And with the receipt of our Title V money, PSS has played an even more important role in providing more tutoring to these programs through the grant. Most notably, their support in the Express the Success program has been really helpful, and it's been a great recruiting tool. So I'm moving on to the Express the Success program, and my student is going to be talking about both of them because she has been in ESP, she's now a Gateway tutor, she's used the tutoring, she's the whole package here. So I'm saving her for the end. I also am going to talk less about ESP because I have a short video. Those of you who were at CCLC last November, you've seen it. I'm sure you haven't memorized it, but I wanted to show that. But just to explain, ESP is Accelerated Learning Communities for students who are in developmental math and English. And it focuses on a Latino low-income student population, but it doesn't exclude anybody. It's different from a traditional learning community in that the teacher stays the same and teaches various classes, so the students all take these classes together, 2 or 3 classes with the same teacher. We have 2 full-time ESP counselors who advise and register students into the program, who work with faculty. If somebody's in trouble, we refer them to the counselors. They get together with them. They refer them to whatever services. It's kind of a little triangle there. They always feel like somebody's got their back and is always watching them as well. And they also develop student ed plans for all of those students. So right now, a caseload of we registered 506 students for the fall. We'll have the same number in the spring, and then we are expanding next fall to add at least 100 more students, if not more. So with that in mind, the full Gateway tutoring is huge because students have a tutor in the class and outside of the class, so all those hours, and they find it really helpful. We also provide thankfully, from the foundation, book grants to our students, and that has been a godsend for them. And with that, take it away.
You know, having dropped out of school at a very, very young age, I started at the lowest classes, at the lowest English, lowest math.
The Express to Success program is designed to support students to get to their college-level English and math classes more quickly. They tend to be either accelerated and/or immersion classes that students take. They're done in a supportive environment where you have faculty and you have tutors there to support you, but there's also counselors like myself there to support you during the duration of your time with our program.
We reinforce as instructors the kinds of learning strategies that help build community, whether it's the study groups, whether it's having somebody else read your work, whether it's asking the right kind of questions. So there's a whole culture in the classroom that supports the idea of a shared learning adventure, and we're going to help each other figure this out.
In the mathematics model, what we do is we have an opportunity for students to complete 2 math classes in 1 semester. They happen to be 2 classes that have overlapping content. So in my particular section, it's 2 sections of algebra. We start every topic at where it starts in the lower level course and then teach it all the way through to where that topic stops in the upper level course, rather than what we do in our traditional classes where they do, let's say, 10 topics, but they stop. They don't do the topic all the way through to its most difficult application of that topic.
The theory that informs the pedagogy of the accelerated learning is that if you set the standards and you set the expectations and you provide the steps to meet them, most students can. And so far, I do feel that I'm seeing that, and it's really exciting.
Because they see each other every day, because they have opportunities to practice problems in class with the tutor, the students really sort of bond. That bonding makes a big difference. It makes them more likely to come to class because they've got people that are sort of checking up on them. Hey, why didn't you come to class? Or they're coming to see their friends. I know it's shocking, but sometimes they actually enjoy coming to class because their friends are in class.
Through the learning community, the math learning community, because we have classes every day, we build a relationship and a bond with our students that were there. You see them every day, they become family. I'm still in contact with a lot of them. We go to barbecues, we go out, we hang out, until now, and it's been over a year now.
One of the best byproducts of this program is that we have faculty from various disciplines and groups on campus that meet regularly because of this.
One of the great things about the program is the relationship between the student, the faculty, and the counselor, and how that's really almost like a full circle that happens that doesn't always happen in other, outside of this type of model.
Overall, every staff member in this learning community wants to see you succeed. They want you to get an A, they want you to pass.
Being in this program has helped me out a lot. It has built my confidence, and I was extremely successful. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great, and this is your start. Thank you.
I always get goosebumps when I watch that. Those students that you saw there, one heading to Berkeley, one heading to UCLA. We started a year ago, in fall of 2011. So we've got 2 years of data now. We started with 10 learning communities. We expanded to 17 in fall of 2012, and we have 20 planned for fall of 2014, and we will expand as far as we see the need, as far as we get students who want to take the program. Another thing, our data, if you flip the page that I gave you, that's also the summary for ESP. It has a longer video, if you'd really like to see, 18 minutes worth of mostly students and faculty as well, talking about the program. That's I find riveting, but you may not. we have, the data that we've gotten is on our website, and so I urge you to take a look at it. We have found that students who are in non-ESP cohorts, the same cohorts, we look at Latino students, we look at low income, we look at EOPS students, we look at students overall, and in every case, higher success rates than students in the same courses, same cohorts. But the data that we're really excited about is the two-level jump data. And to explain it, students who take 2 classes and complete them in 1 semester, so a beginning and intermediate algebra, for example, we compare those to the students who take the beginning algebra class and pass it, then enroll the next semester, take intermediate algebra and pass it, and we find between a 40 to 50+% difference in the success of students who complete it in 1 semester over the students who complete it in 2 semesters. And so it speaks to what we know as the leaky pipeline, the exit points for students. If they're in developmental classes, it's a long haul, and sometimes they get discouraged. So we're cutting out some of those points where they can get away and preparing them really well, too, I feel. We emphasize that it's accelerated, but I honestly feel that we're doing a really excellent job of teaching college-level skills to these students and not dumbing down anything at all. In fact, I think if you looked at some of the curriculum, you'd see that it's more intense, more college level than you might find in other equivalent classes. So I want to, and last, bragging rights, and we also received the Chancellor's Award for Best Practices in Student Equity last November. So, and I would like to introduce now Deanna Soto, who is one of many poster children that we have. She started in ESP English, I believe, and then she discovered math that she hated. And now she is also a gateway tutor for that class, and she is a math major. So I talked her up there. I was trying to push her into English, but no go. Deanna, would you come up and talk a little bit about your experience in ESP and also as the tutor?
Thank you. My name is Diana, and it's hard to explain what my experience was as in the ESP program because you have to take in consideration who I was before it. I had been in and out of college for 9 years before being part of the ESP program, in and out, and this was because I had assessed very low in English and in math, so I couldn't do very much, and every time I would go in a math class or an English class, I felt really stupid. So I had to withdraw. That's what I felt. And I had to do it because I felt like I didn't belong there. I didn't know anybody. There wasn't a support. I come from a family that my mother never went to school, neither did my dad, so it wasn't emphasized. And so I figured I'm going to do it this one last time. And when I did, I became part of the ESP program. I actually started in math. I started in math, and I was very afraid. As you can tell, I'm a very shy person. I was very shy, and I didn't know what I was doing or what I was getting myself into. The classes are fast. That makes it hard, but again, we meet almost every day. So we become friends with one another. Because I was there every week, I was able to figure out who the single parents like myself were, who are the older students, so we were able to form study groups. And we worked with each other. We were in the trenches together. And I think the sense of community is what really made it happen for me. This was in 2011. It's been almost 2 years, and I'm still in college. And for me, it's just that it's amazing because I had been trying to make it for 9 years. And here I am pursuing math. Math was the scariest thing for me. I first chose my major, not because I liked it. I chose a major that didn't have it very much math because I was so afraid of it. And when I did the learning community, my professor, Ignacio Alarcón, he taught it in such a way that I fell in love with it. And after the class ended, I was so heartbroken that I wasn't going to take any more math. So I just had a major in it. So I'm majoring in it now. And I also took the English learning community. English is my second language, so again, it was another hurdle for me. and Dr. Anita Cruz made us write like our life depended on it. And now I look back on that work and I read my essays and they make me cry, and I wrote them. So I see it on paper, the huge difference of what a semester did in the Express Success program. And I don't think I could have jumped so far had I taken the 2 classes separately with 2 different professors. They wouldn't have been the same for me. In the English learning community, again, I formed another study group because we were working together every day. We had the same assignments. We were equally stressed. So we were just, and aside from that, I also felt like a somebody. Before I would come to college and I felt like a K number. Nobody knew who I was. And I found that I actually meant something to somebody when I emailed Charles, my counselor, and I told him, I think I found my major. I'm majoring in math. And he was so happy for me. And looking at the email, I see that he remembered what my major was before. And I thought to myself, oh my God, he remembers who I am. I'm not just somebody that just emailed him and he's just gonna say he's happy about it like every other student. I felt like an individual. I didn't have the support. I still don't have the support in my family. Again, it's my family, nobody has an education and they don't understand what it means to me. And this is what I got from the Express Success program. Tutoring too. I'm very shy. When we were asked to use our calculators, I didn't even know how to turn it on, and I looked for my tutor, gave her the panicked face. She was there immediately, fixed the problem, and I was able to continue with my lecture, with my class, and able to learn and not fall behind. I saw her many times out of class because, the class as it's fast, and sometimes the little part that you missed is very important to continue, especially in math. So I felt like to me, it's just unbelievable to still be here, talking to you, and still be here on campus and be a student. My sister's also coming to school here. She's been here for 6 years. We assessed into the same English and into the same math, but I've only been here for 2 years, and we did the numbers. We're transferring in the same year, doing the same major. So it's been such a time saver, and that was what was very discouraging for me to begin with. I'm happy to report I have a job. I was able to land a tutoring job, and it's helping me financially, of course, but also because I know what it's like to be a student in that class. It's easy for me to relate, and it's easy for the students to come to me because they understand that, hey, she has been here, she knows what I'm going through. I'm not going to feel intimidated if I ask her first. And I'm able to not just help them with their math, to not just help them preparing for a quiz, but also what worked for me, getting organized, how to test yourself, how to time yourself before the exam, and things that that as a student in a regular class, you don't really consider, because you just think, I'm gonna do the work and study hard and show up and do my best. But it's things that I'm able to teach them or to help them that it's helping them pass like nicer than they might have in a regular class. So I'm very excited again to share about the program because to me it has been very life-changing. After 9 years, I didn't think I was really gonna make it, and I said, this is gonna be my last shot, see what happens, and I'm here, and I'm very thankful.
Thank you.
She's very modest about her tutoring. She gets so many students who come into the LRC Tutorial Center. She's got a center that's named after her there. Students always go there. And I have to say that she tutors for Ignacio Alarcon. He just announced the results for students completing the first course, their intermediate algebra, and then their starting statistics, and that 32 out of 35 students passed that class. And that's incredible for any class. Deanna, thank you so much. And do you have any questions? sure this is old hat for many of you.
I just have a quick question. You said that your focus was Latino population, and my question is, how do you manage the enrollment in the learning communities to target your population, but yet still include those students that want to take advantage? Because it sounds like such a great...
Well, we recruit heavily at the high schools. First of all, EOPS has been wonderful about helping us as well. We've got good relationships with the other programs here, and they send their students to us, and we send students who are coming up to STEM and to the other groups as well. So far, we've been able to keep the population. We have 80% low income. We have between 60 and 70% Latino. And it just, word of mouth, I think, more than anything else. We get a lot of students who talk to one another, and then they bring their brothers and sisters and everybody else.
So it's like an ad code. It's not like a class that, it sounds great that I could just log on, so they'd have to...
No, I'm sorry. You have to actually, you cannot enroll online. Yes, that's how we, you have to go that extra step. You have to enroll with our counselors. That's where they do this wonderful job, almost to discourage people from taking it, because they want them to know how challenging it's going to be, so that the people you get really are motivated, and that's a key to the success of the program, I think. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, when we designed this program, and the one you'll hear about next, and our whole transfer success initiative that we're building, we want students to have to join the program, and they sign a contract saying, these are what we'll give you. You heard some of the benefits, but in exchange, this is what we expect of you. And if you don't do what we tell you, you're out of the program. You're not throwing you out of college, but you're not staying in this program because we have high expectations. And if you do that, you'll get the benefits of this program. And so that initial screening session, they have to see a counselor. They go through the contract, they sign it. But that's where you're educating the values and high expectations right there. And it gets reinforced. These students don't want to leave that program because of everything you heard today. So now the question is, when these students are getting through ESP, some of these other programs, you know, many of them start in basic skills. Where do they go next to have that kind of support and a sense of community and intensity? So a component of our transfer success initiatives that we're building is our, we're calling our science, technology, engineering, math program, STEM. And so we're going to have 3 members of our faculty give a presentation, but I'll start with Jan Schultz. She's now directing this Title V grant that we got for this program as well. So Jan, you can introduce Sabrina and Jens.
I was going to say good afternoon, but I guess it's good evening, almost. Yeah, we're gonna present this together. My name's Jan Schultz. Some of you know me, and I'm the program director for the STEM transfer program, which we're calling STP. It's our newest program here, and we hope to have a place for science, engineering, technology, and math students, maybe out of ESP, to come to. This program, as Jack mentioned, is funded by a Hispanic serving institution, Title V federal grant for $4 million, and we're sort of in our about 2.5 year at this point. So we're pretty new. This is, come on, I want to introduce you guys. This is Jens Kuhn, who is our STEM faculty lead, and Sabrina Barajas, who is our STP counselor designated.
Whoa,
Counselor. Historically, science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM majors, are really difficult for students to complete. I went through it, I can attest to that. And they're often really challenging for Hispanic and low-income students. Some cultural reasons, a lot of financial reasons. There's a lot of math to do. It's a fairly rigorous program. As a result of that, Hispanic and low-income students usually are underrepresented in these fields at all levels. Whether they just have not enough basic skills originally, or they have family commitments, or for whatever reason, the percentages are really fairly low. So this grant was actually designed to increase the number of Hispanic or low-income students entering these majors, and then successfully it was designed to increase those numbers and get them to successfully transfer to a 4-year school as a STEM major. To aid them in these goals, the grant supports a number of activities and support services, which Jens and Sabrina are going to each outline in turn. So, Jens?
Thank you, Jan. I'll just take a few minutes here and give you a brief overview over 3 of the activities or events that we've been able to run for the students and with the students in the program. One of them is what we call a Week 0 event, which is essentially an orientation type event that's being offered before the beginning of the fall semester. So we've offered it twice now. So the week before the start of the fall semester, or I should say not the entire week, it's a 3-day event. So 3 days before the start of the fall semester, we bring in students who are new to college, new to SBCC, and also underrepresented, as Jan mentioned, in the STEM disciplines. They have expressed some interest, some more so than others, in the sciences, and so we target them heavily in the high schools. Sabrina is going to talk a little bit more about the outreach that she does to the high schools. And so these are students who predominantly come directly from the high schools and start their first semester in the fall here. So while this is an orientation type event, so we do some of those basic orientation type activities. We, show them the campus, we show them the student support service and all those kinds of things. But we also bring in a number of faculty from the different disciplines who run hands-on, interactive, fun activities with the students. The students get to meet their actual instructors that they're going to have classes with the following week. We try to sort of instill and engage the students in a student cohort so that they, essentially hit the ground running when school starts the following week. And so while there are these orientation type events, it's also a little bit of a different focus in terms of getting the students together with other like-minded students from similar kind of backgrounds and literally provide them with opportunities to hit the ground running the following week. And also, as Kathy Malloy mentioned a little while ago, we were also very fortunate to get some support from the foundation to offer book grants for the students, which of course is also a tremendous help to them. So that's been very successful as well, and we've been getting lots of feedback, lots of positive feedback from the students about these Week 0 events that we've been running. Some of those students in the Week 0, they then continue on in STEM 101, which is a course that we've also been able to develop for or with support from the grant. STEM 101 is an introductory overview type course over the different science disciplines, and it's very different from anything we've done before in these areas because it's truly interdisciplinary and truly team taught, meaning we have 3 to 4 faculty from the different disciplines as well as counselors in there all the time, as opposed to splitting up the course. And so we really make an effort to get the message across to the students that science is really very interdisciplinary. We try to give them an overview over the different disciplines, the different majors, the different courses they might be taking, the different career options there are. We have panelists, guest speaker coming, things along those lines. We run some hands-on activities with them. We have counselors participating in the course who work with the students directly one-on-one on a student educational plan so that they are very clear on what classes they would need to take for what sort of majors and things along those lines. So again, it's got this cohort component to it. It has the counseling component to it. It has a student success or study skills component to it. We have some PD 100 college success instructors also participating in the course. And we also try to give the students the tools to make an educated decision as to what sort of major might be up their alley. In terms of, might they want to go the bio route, the chemistry route, or some other science route, or the engineering route, or math, or whatever it might be, to give them those tools to make those sorts of decisions. And along those lines, we also have, and this is sort of the third activity that I wanted to briefly highlight, we've been able to engage a number of students in research activities on a variety of different levels. We have embedded research activities into lab courses here at SBCC. We have collaborated with folks at UCSB and CSU Channel Islands predominantly to send students to research, either summer research institutes there or research projects throughout the year. And you heard some of those highlights from the MESA program earlier. We collaborate with those as well. Anyway, and so we try to engage the students in these high impact activities that are known to make a difference, to really get them engaged in their majors in the sciences. And again, get them to other campuses that they might be interested in terms of transferring, whether that's UCSB, CSU, Channel Islands, other schools across the nation. We've had certainly a number of students go on to other projects at other schools as well. And we have also been able and fortunate enough to send faculty and students from here directly to conferences, regional, statewide, national, to present their research and network and meet other folks from other colleges that they might be transferring to, from other schools, from other universities, and things along those lines. So it's been a really great effort along these lines, and we've been very fortunate to be able to offer these kinds of things to the students. So those were just 3 of the activities I wanted to briefly highlight. And with that, I'll turn it over to Sabrina, who's going to talk more about the counseling side of things. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sabrina Barajas, and I'm the academic counselor for the program. And we currently have 177 students in our program. Like Yen said, this is our second year in being in existence. And this year we were able to open up the STEM Center. So this is our place that our students can come, get the academic counseling that I provide. They can come and do their homework. We are offering tutoring as well. So we just started probably about 3 weeks ago, where we have 3 faculty professors that are doing tutoring in the evening for our students. So we have math tutoring that's available, as well as chemistry tutoring. And kind of like a lot of these programs have said, we really want to try to create a place for our students to feel like this is their home away from home. That way they can really feel connected to the college and therefore feel like they belong here, and then, you know, and as a result of that, do really, really well here and be really successful here at Santa Barbara City College. So with that being said, I do a lot of the outreach to the program as well. So in the spring semester, I'm out at the high schools targeting our specific population that we would like to target, low-income, Hispanic descent students. I'm in the classrooms reaching out to those high school students, letting them know that when they come here to Santa Barbara City College, they have someone here that wants to help them, that wants to establish a relationship with them so that they can be successful here and can see themselves transferring to the four-year school. So when the students do come in, we get them signed up for week 0, we get them signed up for STEM 101, and then I create a student educational plan for them. So my whole job is to basically track our students from the time that they come in and meet with me until it's time for them to transfer to the four-year institution, and just make sure that they are on track. Our students are coming in. It's required that they come in at least once a semester, but they're coming in more than once a semester just to kind of hang out, just to say hi, say how they're doing. Students like Henry, which I'll introduce in a second, he comes in, I got an A on my test, I know I'm going to get all A's this semester. So they're coming in excited, and they're excited that they can share that with someone who is a faculty member who really, really cares about what it is that they're doing here. So in addition to the counseling that I provide, we've also been able to give our students the opportunity to attend conferences. So just probably about 3 weeks ago, I took about 21 students to UC Davis's pre-med, pre-health conference. And this was a phenomenal conference from a lot of our students. A lot of our students haven't even been outside of Santa Barbara County, so the fact that they were able to go to UC Davis and experience this. And this was a bigger conference than I actually thought it was going to be. There was 7,000 attendees, and there were just about every single med school, pre-health school that you could think of that was there, tabling from all over the United States, even outside of the US. So it just totally blew me away, and it blew the students away, and this was an experience that I wanted to provide for them, and you know, that way they can see that being here is just one part of it. You know, going out and having those experiences and being able to be exposed to all of those things is just going to help further their goals and their dreams. So we've done conferences like that. Last year we also took students to UC Berkeley for a pre-med conference as well. And then also, you know, visits to the other universities and colleges so they can actually see what it's like to be at a four-year institution. So with that being said, I'm going to hand it over to our student speaker, and his name is Henry Valora, and he is a biology major.
Hi, good afternoon. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for having me here and taking the time out of your day to have me speak to you. What I'd like to say first is that, as Sabrina mentioned, the STEM Center really is like home away from home. As she mentioned, my name is Henry Valora. This is my 3rd year at Santa Barbara City College and my 2nd year in the STEM program. With that being said, a little background about myself. I was born in Mexico, and I actually moved to the US when I was about 11. So that overcoming that language barrier was really hard for me. And all throughout high school, no one really supported me or helped me or pushed me to go to college. I'm actually the first person in my family to go to college, so I'm very excited that this semester I'm applying to a 4-year university. And I really couldn't have done so without the help of Sabrina and Jens. About the STEM program itself, like Sabrina mentioned, I did get the chance to go to the UC Berkeley and UC Davis National Pre-Medical Conference, which was huge for me because I want to go into the medical field, and I have to tell you, I was blown away because I met so many doctors, so many medical students, and I still keep in touch with them. Like to this day, I emailed the Dean of Admissions of some of the top medical schools in the country, so that's an amazing opportunity for me. Another thing I wanted to mention is the opening of the new STEM Center, which I feel is so at home there. I could study there for hours and I won't get tired. And it does really feel like a second home. I also wanted to mention that not only does it provide us a place for me to study, but I was lucky enough to be offered a job as a tutor for the biology incoming new STEM students. So I'm really excited to give back to the STEM community and the incoming STEM students. Other than that, I'd really like to mention that I don't think I'd be here where I am today. I'm sorry, without the help of Sabrina, because she's been so supportive. My first semester in college, I really did not know what to do. I had no idea what classes to take, and she was my counselor, and she's been my counselor to this day. And I'd like to see her face when I get into UCLA or UC Berkeley, because she's been the major motivator for me. And another thing I'd like to mention is that being part of STEM, I really do think that it's been one of the major factors in my academic success here at Santa Barbara City College. And it's provided me and many of my peers with the tools and knowledge to be successful students, both inside and outside of the academia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Early in the spring semester, we're going to have the grand opening of the STEM Center. It was, when everybody's back. But anyway, I want to thank each of you for your patience. But it gave you a feel for the excitement and what these programs are doing and the importance of the personal connection, faculty, counselors, to student, but also student to student. So we expect our transfer rates to go up quite a bit as a result of the accumulation of these programs. So that's about all, Lori. But
wonderful. Thank you.
If I could close with a comment. You see a common thread through these programs, and that common thread is that spectacular programs that make a difference in a student's life really revolves around a person or a set of people. And I keep saying that teaching and learning is really an innately human interaction, and we have the best here in all of these individuals. The second commonality is that people believe in students, and that belief that you can do it, that pat on the back, the coming in and celebrating really makes a very powerful statement. And then finally, this is really all about high touch. And what I speak to the college about a lot is that our counseling ratio right now far exceeds the norm. We have a counseling ratio of about 1 to 1,300 students, when really it should be about 1 to 400 students. And so when we invest, we need to invest across the scope of the institution: teachers, staff, non-instructional faculty, such as our counselors. And you heard to a person, our students commending the individuals with whom they engaged. And then finally, two things that I want to share. That pride extends beyond the classroom, and Virginia is very humble. Last year, there was a trend going on at the McDonald's off of 154 off-ramp in Carpinteria, and they had Mesa students had signs, McMesa, because they were studying. What is that? Open till 1 at night, or Yes, they studied beyond what we were open for. So that's kind of like a known thing around campus. And then finally, I have to close by saying with one of the students, probably the biggest takeaway you should have is when one of our students said nothing is impossible. Yeah. They've realized that nothing is impossible. Whereas before, the future and the potential didn't seem necessarily possible. So kudos to my wonderful colleagues and certainly to your leadership. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time too, because it took them a lot of time, and the presentations. I know it's nerve-wracking to do that when it's the first time, but it was very well worthwhile. Thank you. Okay, we have a few things that we do need to do here. I really appreciate that, though. That was good.
Yeah. Could I?
Yes, go ahead, Peter.
I want to add a word.
Sure.
Because that took a long time,
Yeah.
and it was worth every minute. I learned a great deal. And I don't know that there's anything that could have been said today that would have made me more proud of being a part of the Santa Barbara Community College District. I think the level of commendation is, I'm not able to express it well. But my hat's off to you, all of you.
Thank you.
And I remember meeting Armand about a year and a half ago, and because I was just becoming interested in the question of recidivism and how education can play a role in reducing that level. And he talked to me about his own life experience, and that affected me profoundly. And anything we've done since then on that issue came from that conversation.
Good. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Okay, human resources, Pat. See if you can follow that. The answer is no.
Students are challenged to follow.
Wonderful.
What a meeting tonight. Okay, good afternoon, members of the board, President Gaskin. I am here to present the Human Resources Consent Agenda items, items 4.1A through D. I have one correction that I need to ask you to make, which is actually on the first page, actions involving permanent personnel. Under the heading of classified temporary upgrade pay, Lorraine Valenzuela is actually being adjusted upward to range 31 as opposed to 26.
Okay.
With that change, I can submit A through D for your consent unless you have some questions.
Okay, Marcia?
I would just ask that we could vote separately on 4.1C because that includes a volunteer, which is my husband. So
okay.
I need to
Okay,
not
we'll
vote
do it in
on
two motions then.
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay. So can I have a motion for A, B, and D? Or wait, it's C.
Yeah, C is the one that we
Yeah.
need to do separately.
Okay, so A, B, and D. Can I have a motion for that?
So moved with the adjustment as she mentioned.
Okay, is there a second? There's a second. Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, now item C. We need a motion.
Approval of 4.1C.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, thanks, Craig. Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And abstain.
Abstain.
Yeah, okay, we've got one abstaining.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sorry to make you wait all evening long, but you were
It was
well
really,
entertained, I believe.
it was an amazing evening, so I hope you didn't mind. Jack, thank you for doing that. That was just wonderful.
No, I really appreciate the positive comments that each of you made. It's very reinforcing for the faculty, counselors, and students. And so it was hard to limit to which programs, and when they were preparing for this, when I said, try to keep within 5 minutes each, there's no way in God you can do it. So,
And we didn't need
but just, I really have to, thank you for just being such a great audience. It was good. I mean, it was moving, but it was an hour, but whatever, 45 minutes, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was very important
No,
to them.
thank you.
And it will go a long way. So I want to recommend item 5.1. These are stipends for faculty.
Okay,
I'll move.
okay.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, and item 5.2, these are approval of changes in curriculum. And this list is a short list. Next time you'll be seeing a very long list. Because today was the deadline for submitting course proposals, new and changes, for anybody who wants it in next year's fall catalog. So today was a big rush date, so.
Okay. Okay, can we have a motion for curriculum changes?
Sure.
I so move. Okay, is there a second? Peter? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay.
Okay, next item is 5.3. It is a change in the academic calendar for this year. And as it mentions in the background information, we're closing the college on December 23rd and 24th. It's a Monday and Tuesday. In past years, we've had skeleton staffs here and very slow. And just, I have been here, and the hours, the minutes seem like hours seem like days. And so we just felt that you might as well give the staff and the week off, because it just made sense for all those reasons. So I applaud, Lori for providing the leadership and suggestion for doing this. So, but we have to revise officially our academic calendar.
Maybe we could foresee this next year. I keep thinking.
Yeah.
But it's a
Actually,
good
we
one.
are. We are.
Okay,
That's the
good,
calendar that's
good.
going to the Academic Senate next
Good,
week.
yeah.
I recall this decision about this time last year, so maybe we could look at it,
Yeah.
We are.
ahead of time. Thank you.
We are.
Good.
Jack, how did this affect the academic calendar?
Not at all,
Okay.
because we're not in class at all, so it really has no effect on faculty and
And
students.
actually, we don't expect anybody to be here on that Monday and Tuesday. That's why the hours,
Yeah,
drag.
I know.
So-
So whoever drew the short straw,
That's right.
wound up having to be there for, covering for everybody.
Right.
And oftentimes it was me, so I was glad to see this.
Okay. Can we have a motion to approve the changes to the
I so
academic
move.
senate? We've got one and a second. Is, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, thank you. Next item is item 5.4, and these are all the new courses and for the Center for Lifelong Learning. And by the way, we're doing well. We're starting classes, throughout the term, and getting lots of good ideas for new ones. You'll see in the next winter quarter for Center 40 new classes.
Oh, wow.
But so we're expanding audiences, and so it's taking off. It's really doing well.
And I love the titles. The titles are just absolutely enjoying your anger. That's a good one. But anyway, that's a good thing. So can we have a motion to approve these?
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
That's really interesting. How to enjoy anger in 2 to 6 hours?
We'll find out.
Right.
Sign up for the course.
So I wonder what it's like to get an A or why didn't you flunk that class?
Then you wouldn't
Yeah, thank
enjoy
you
your
very much.
anger. Thank you.
Jack? Yeah. I made a note here, one positive thing to make sure I asked Dr. Gaskin to follow up on, because Susan Malloy was the only one that said, if I had more space, maybe I could, I could be more effective and get even better results. And so I'm sure that means you're working on getting her some more space.
Well, actually,
No, well-
No?
that was a reference to the math lab.
The math lab.
The math lab, right.
And actually, in our program review resource requests, they actually put a proposal in saying, here's how we can rearrange
Okay.
our facility to accommodate more. We're just very space challenged, but there's ways of, they're saying, look, we built that lab a long time ago before this huge demand. And so they've come back with a good idea how to reconfigure their existing space and serve some more students.
That's good.
But unfortunately, one of the biggest challenges we're going to have now and in the future is space.
Mhm. And we can build that new classroom building, but we're going to be out, we're going to need
Maybe
more
we-
space when we first moved into
Right,
it.
we
I know
should
how
add
that
another
works.
story to it.
I know.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thanks.
Just
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Sure, yeah.
In relation to your expectations about the Center for Lifelong Learning, how are we doing?
We're doing well. I was nervous about the first year because, again, you're getting wholesale change. People are now paying, for courses they never paid for before. But people, we're not hearing complaints at all. And people are doing it, and they're coming back who, we lost in the past. Well, we made a mistake in the fall quarter, but we knew we did, is that we didn't know who to say yes to and no to. So we knowingly scheduled more classes than could be supported, because on what basis you're saying you can, you can't. Now, it's becoming easier because it's who's getting the enrollments, and which students want to enroll again. And also, the other thing I'm very happy about, Peter, is expanding the client, the audience. And you'll see next year a much more diverse clientele in terms of who's taking advantage of the Center for Lifelong Learning. So, and so those courses are getting put in the curriculum now, or advertising and marketing efforts. So I'm very pleased with the way it's going right now. And Andy's doing a great job in leadership. His staff is first rate. So it's good.
Thank you. Okay, business services. Senora Sullivan.
Okay, so first off, we have 6.1, which is our consent items. We'll make this quick.
Which facilities has looked at B through E? Okay. Anything to pull off? No? Then can I have a motion to approve?
I so move.
Okay.
Second?
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
And the only other item I have this evening is 6.2A, which is resolution, and my battery went dead, so I'm not sure the resolution number, but it's for
This is
establishing.
number
the-
11. so-
Number 11, for
Mhm.
establishing the appropriations limit, also called the GAN limit, for
Mhm.
2013-14.
Which we have to do every year at this time.
Yes.
Okay. It's a resolution. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, is there a second? Thanks,
Second.
Craig. Okay. Please call the roll.
Trustee Kugler?
Aye.
Trustee Nielsen?
Aye.
Trustee Gallardo?
Aye.
Trustee Macker?
Aye.
Trustee Croninger?
Aye.
Trustee Bloom?
Aye.
Trustee Haslam?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and B, we have another one. County authorized signatures.
Oh, no,
We don't.
that shouldn't have been there.
That's off. Okay, sorry. Sometimes I pick up this agenda too early.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow, so that means we don't have a closed session, we have no IT. Thank you, Paul. And we are adjourned until December.
Yes.
And we'll see you all in Burlingame. Thank you.